Hi friends, today we have Apurv Pandey with us, who is one of our course enrolled students who is enrolled for a 2-year GATE preparatory program. And thank you, Apurv, for taking the time to share your learning journey, especially as someone who is coming from electrical engineering background and who is also a working professional. So Apurv, can you give us some background about your education? When did you graduate? That you're a working professional. When did you start your GATE preparation and things like that?
Yeah, actually, I graduated in 2019 from electrical engineering at a BTech in electrical engineering. My idea of going for higher studies came to me very late in 2019, just before the forms for GATE 2020 had come out. So I started in November, but I was not very serious because I had got a job and I was like, with a job, you are also complacent at just and my friends were enjoying, so I was not very serious, and I tried to do, but I my syllabus was not also complete till January end or February starting. The last 10 days also I was trying to complete my syllabus. So just here and there somehow it got completed. I was not able to revise, and so my rank was not good, around 400 something.
So this is for GATE
Yeah,
2020, right?
and then after that, yeah, yes.
Okay.
And after that, when those results came, I thought that I had a singular aim that I had to get into very premier colleges, and with that rank, I was not getting anywhere. So I stuck to my job, and in around, and I thought that I will give it another try next year. So I chilled for like till around after in September, mid of September, I started again preparing. Yeah. So I actually I knew I had no doubts about which coaching to join because I did coaching from yours from applied gate course. So and I started basically I had since I'm not from a CS background, I had I had forgot quite a few concepts that I had learned the previous year, and so I again revised again went through the videos, and this time I also started. The previous year I just only went through the videos and did not make any notes. I was very lazy. This time I also made notes while you were teaching, and and I made notes, and I had a time schedule like till December, mid of December or latest by 20th of December, I should finish my courses so that when the actual mock test start, then I should not be in a position that I have not done these things. So until 15th or 20th, I thought I should complete my syllabus. So yeah, my syllabus was over till around 20th December, and then the main thing starts that you have to revise everything. So yeah, after that, in my first mock test, I have very bad rank, very bad score because I was also first mock test. I was also not fully prepared. My all subjects were not prepared. Around 53 marks or something I got. Uh, yeah, and after that, after the third mock test, from third mock test, I started getting some scores, but huge number of silly mistakes. Yeah, that I also did in the final paper. Also, I'm very like sad about that, but what can I do? Yeah, basically, I had a very regular pattern of committing silly mistakes. Like one of the most common silly mistakes is what is not the correct option. This not is a very like in the final paper also I committed 1 mark silly mistake because of this. So yeah,
So just going
and
back a little, because your journey is very interesting because you come from a non-CS background. And what about your
mhm.
work? Do you work in computer science or in electrical engineering?
I am basically an Android developer at Samsung
Okay,
Electronics Noida.
okay.
Yeah,
So
Samsung
you
Noida.
actually
Yeah,
work on software. So
yeah,
got it, got
yeah.
it. So given that you did not get the best rank that you would expect in 2020, how was the
Mm.
emotional roller coaster? I'm sure you would have gone through that emotional roller coaster. Also, you mentioned that you got less marks in your first mock test in December. So I'm sure in your
Yeah,
2-year journey, you would have had lots of ups and downs. How did you cope with it? Because a lot of students give up there.
Yeah, I basically I had a very desperate. I have a very desperate desire to get out of this job. That is one of my primary reasons. That yeah, because I feel like I'm stuck at a point and I'm not learning anything new. And if I remain like this, then I'll become like without any skills, and I'll have to stay here. So that is a primary motivating reason. Yeah, at many points I felt like my marks are not coming, people are performing well, and actually I'm not that hard worker as compared to the rest of the people, I think, because people really have work. I dedicated only around 2.5 to 3 hours maximum, and also in that I become distracted easily because with after taking a job, your focus is very bad. Like my focus is not very good. So yeah,
but
those things.
Even though you put only 2 to 3 hours a day, you put it over a
Yeah.
longer period of time with consistency, right? Because all that you learned in 2020, even though you didn't get a rank that you expected or the best rank that you could have gotten, all that learning helped you in 2021, right?
Yeah. Basically, yeah, I knew what I had to. I knew the timeline by which I had to complete, how many revisions we had, the meta things I knew, because and what is the strategy and all, because since I had given it once, so yeah, I knew those things, and I knew how much time should I give to revisions and mock tests and things like that. So that helped, and yeah, I don't know whether it helped in the final exam also, the attitude, but yeah.
One
So
of the
there were a lot of
important question, which is especially working professionals, they write GATE the first time, they don't get a rank that they would want. A lot of them quit their job and start preparing again, which we strongly recommend against. So what suggestion would you have for people like them? Like we get so many of these emails and calls saying, hey, I prepared for GATE 1 year as a working professional. I could not crack it. I'm going to quit my job. We plead with them and say, please don't quit your job. But somebody like you, because you've been through that journey, right? What suggestions would you give to students like them?
Basically, yeah, if my suggestion would be a little counter intuitive. I think that if you are very sure of going to get it and not actually satisfied with what you do, then you should wait at least like November or December. And if you're really willing, then you should quit your job in November or December, not before that, in the final period, so that you can give the extra push.
But
If
there is
it
also an
matters.
additional risk associated with quitting your job, because that you have to again get a job that might take a few months and things like that.
Yeah, but like you have to go in it. Like if you have, I think that it could be better that if you take the risk. Well, like if you don't take the risk, if you are complacent, then you think that after I have still have my job with me. Okay, so even if it goes wrong, then I'll continue with this. So that extra fire and that extra burning is not there.
But sometimes
so
it
I
also
think that
becomes extra pressure. Because of which people commit more mistakes.
So that's like a personal decision also. I also did not have that much courage to leave my job.
So you did not quit your job, right? You continued parallel to your job.
No, I'm still doing.
Very good. That's what we strongly recommend everyone, but some students don't listen to us. It's a personal choice, obviously. Another very important question was, you said in the first mock test, you did a lot of silly mistakes. You only got 50 odd marks. How did you improve from there to the third, fourth mock test? What strategies helped you improve your score?
Basically, in the first few mock test, my syllabus was also not very complete, and I did not have any revision, so I was missing out on a lot of things. So after that, I basically tried to go through all your practice tests, and I basically stick to a particular like if don't do too many things at a time. Like even if you do all those in chapter practice tests and whatever you after you do conduct sessions, problem solving sessions, you stick with that and do this for all the subjects. And if you are not able to do the extra practice test that you are given, it's okay, but but you should have a thorough mental map of what the subject contains and what kind of questions are like they ask and things like that. So revision only helps. Yeah.
Cool.
So
So
you have to like
how many revisions did you end up doing for GATE 2021?
around 3 to 4.
Okay. Even though you
Yeah.
finished your syllabus by late December, you still ended up squeezing a lot of revisions.
Yeah, three. So I think 3 to 4 I have done. Yeah.
Okay. Very good. Very
Yeah.
good. I'm sure you would have revised while learning also, right? Not just from December, but earlier also.
Yeah. After with I made notes while I was listening to your videos. That is quite helpful. So that
Yes, yes.
yeah,
Making your own notes is unbeatable because it's your notes.
yeah.
Right. So I had one other question. As somebody who's a working professional who was dedicated for almost 2 years, right? That commitment of 2 years is non-trivial, given that the work has ups and downs, GATE preparation itself has ups and downs. How did you balance your office work, which I'm sure is not trivial, and the GATE
Yeah.
preparation over the last 2 years?
Actually, it is not a. If you say the last 2 years, I did not prepare for the whole last 2 years.
Yes, yes.
Yeah. In this also, I started preparation from September end.
Okay.
So I think if a person is from CSC or something, he can do and he's not a working professional, he can do reasonably well in 6 months.
That's true. That's
If
true.
he has a correct mindset and he is doing if he has that emotional stability also, he can do very reasonably well in 6 months.
Yeah, we have a lot of CS students who are working professionals who started late in August, September, but finished it in 6 months.
Yeah.
So
That is very possible. Yeah.
in your whole 2 years, you roughly prepared seriously for about only 10 to 12 months, right? In your whole 2 years, or even less than.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah,
So
that's
another.
correct.
Okay. So in terms of mentorship, did you have points where you needed
Yeah.
to leverage or use the mentorship, or you did not need it much?
No, I mailed wherever I found that I was not able to understand a question or something, or I also commented in the after the videos in the comments, and I got prompt replies. Yeah, and yeah, the team was very helpful in that regard.
Okay, cool.
So I am very
Yeah,
grateful
I remember your
to
name
the whole.
because I think I have answered a couple of your questions in the comment section. Like I jump in whenever I can. So I remember your name with double O.
Yeah.
So because Apurv is spelled slightly
Yeah.
in South India, so I remember your name vividly.
Acha, okay.
Yeah, so
So
AP.
Apurv is common in South India also.
No, there are some Apurvs, but I've seen more of APUs. You have AP double O.
Yeah.
So I still remember it. When I thought I have to talk to you, I remember, yeah, I've answered a couple of his questions in the chat window, in the comment section. Cool.
Yeah.
So what suggestions would you give to students very similar to you, especially who come from non-CS backgrounds, who are working professionals, on what could be a good preparation strategy based on your own learning experiences over GATE 2020 and 2021? So what suggestions can you give them?
Basically, it's always better to start early. There is no second to that. Yeah, and even if you are starting not that very early, you should have you should be consistent in your practice. Consistency is the key. Like, it's not very important that you are doing 5 hours a day and then not doing the other day, because you should be consistent. If you are doing 3 hours, then do 3 hours every day. And if some ups and downs come, you have to like analyze what your problems are, and at the end of the day you have to have some faith in your abilities, and you just so you have to be consistent. And every day, if you do around 3 hours for like 6 months, then you have a reasonably good chance of doing well. And with that, you do all the mock tests and all. And especially very important is like the previous year GATE question papers. So that they are invaluable, because they, if this year also 1 to 2 questions they directly asked from the previous year question papers.
Yes, it's minor
Yeah, so
modifications.
yeah, that they are very essential, so you should do them thoroughly. Yeah, I did not do this last year. I only solved 1 to 2 question papers. previous year question papers and did not focus on the older question papers. But this year I tried to do them, and that is a very helpful advice.
Yes, solving PYQs or the previous year questions is super helpful, without doubt.
Yeah.
So any suggestions you have for us at Applied Gate course on how we can improve this course better for the next batch of students?
Actually, you guys are doing a good job, really a very good job at this. Basically, what I felt this year, actually, I don't know, but because this is like a common pattern, or I don't know, but some 2 questions I think were not covered in the syllabus. Yeah, those kind of questions were not
what were those questions? Can you just share? Do you recall
one
them?
Hamming code question was there? Yeah, so that question I saw and left. And one question was there in which you gave one representation as a DAG, the representation of the intermediate representation as a DAG. You mentioned in those videos that we could do this as a DAG representation, but no examples were given. Or I thought I would not have. It might be my mistake, but I did not see anywhere any example related to that, and I messed it up.
Those are good points, because when we created the syllabus, when we created the content, right, we based a lot on previous year questions. These questions, we didn't find them earlier.
Yeah.
We find a new type of question, we'll surely add that. Like I'm adding more examples. I'll surely add more examples to the DAG part in intermediate code generation. And also Hamming code, we're already making notes for that now, because we have not seen a similar question earlier. So we skipped that, because if I teach a whole textbook end to end, right, that's so much syllabus. So we will surely add these points. That's very valuable feedback. And of course, there will be one odd point that we might miss, but whenever there's a question, we'll surely add that.
Yeah.
That's very good feedback. So thank you, Apurv. Thank you on behalf of our whole team and our students. I'm sure your learning experiences and journey would surely help the next batch of students, especially those who are working professionals and probably people who did not get a best rank the previous year. Thank you very much.
Thanks a lot, sir. Thanks, Applied Gate course.